Whenever I've set my heart on something and committed to something at an emotional level, every part of my being is on board with that intention, then I'm living intentionally. And when you're living intentionally, things happen the way they're supposed to happen. Things happen the way they're supposed to happen because that's the way the universe works.
Welcome to week 16 of Wake Up Wednesday. I'm your host, Jay Kubassek, and today we're going to continue the conversation about the circadian rhythm and how we can elevate our energy throughout the day, week, and month. I'll introduce you to the concept of Interoception and Exteroception, and also share with you some of the things that I'm doing to hack my biology, to get more energy, navigate life's challenges. So sit back, relax, and enjoy.
Good morning. Welcome to my bedroom. So today we're going to continue the conversation about the circadian rhythm. This is an incredibly important part of our life that is underneath the covers, so to speak. It's under the hood. We don't see it, but it governs everything. Our hormones throughout the day, our energy, and it's all regulated by light. How cool is that? So, what I'm going to do today is kind of take you through my daily routine, and then I'm going to sit down with ChatGPT and have a conversation and see if I can optimize my energy even further. But this morning was a little bit different. I woke up on the wrong side of bed, you could say. Not literally, but I just felt flat, empty, a little bit of a pit in my stomach, and some anxiety in my chest. Now, I am dealing with some family issues that are beyond my control, some chaos. And it's probably to do with that. But regardless, I don't want to allow that feeling and those emotions to dictate the trajectory of my day. Because today is all I have. And today is a big day. It's Wake Up Wednesday. So what I did when I first woke up, I found a beautiful anxiety-reducing breath work. A quite short one. It was 10 minutes, so I did 2 rounds of it. And anxiety reducing typically means that it's going to activate your parasympathetic nervous system, which is your relaxed state. So I did 2 rounds of that. And typically, breathwork like that has a longer exhale than inhale. So that would be one physiological sigh, which is scientifically proven to calm and relax the body and the mind. So did a bunch of that, but guided. I'll put a link to it. And then I did a beautiful activating breath work to increase my energy, to get my nervous system working and firing so that I could prepare for today's Wake Up Wednesday. So before we go sit down with ChatGPT, I'll run you through really quick kind of what a typical day in my life looks like. My first alarm rings at 5:55. And then based on how I'm feeling, if I went to bed on time and I feel like I've got enough sleep, I'm rolling over and I'm putting on my headphones right away and going into a guided affirmations sort of meditation. The reason for that is because in the REM sleep, you're in the theta brainwaves. That is a perfect time to insert something positive. So that will take me to about 6:30. Then I put on a beautiful breath work, usually 20 to 30 minutes to activate my nervous system. By the time 7 o'clock rolls around, 7:15, I'm feeling awake, I'm feeling calm, and I'm feeling inspired. And I'm feeling excited to get out of bed. That's probably 5 days out of the week. The other 2 days out of the week, it could be anything. For example, last night I ended up staying up way too late, so I was really tired this morning. I was dragging my butt, and I also woke up with a lot of anxiety this morning. I'm dealing with some family issues that are beyond my control. So today I had to roll and to adapt. But I'm not going to talk about the outliers like today. I'm going to talk about, for the most part, what my routine is like. And then we'll see if ChatGPT can help me optimize it even further. Once I get out of bed around 7, between 7 and 7:15, get out of bed, I put the hot water on to boil, and I make a cacao, and I put on a little pot of coffee for myself. Then, what I should do, but I don't do, is get sunlight in my eyes right away. And I know ChatGPT is going to tell me that this is a critical piece that I'm missing. And I know. Something that I used to do when I lived in Toronto, in the city, because it was so easy to just slide the balcony door open. Here I have to actually get out of my bedroom and go up the front door and sit on the front porch. And then there's people driving by, and there's a neighbor sitting on his porch having his coffee. Sometimes he's smoking a cigarette. And I'm like, I don't really want to be like yelling hello to the neighbors in the morning. So I know that's one thing that ChatGPT is going to suggest. So breath work and meditation, that's also part of my 10 for 10. Those two, so 20 minutes each, those are part of my 10 for 10. And the 20-minute meditation counts as my 20 minutes of prayer. I don't do my reading and I don't do my journaling first thing in the morning, at least not in my bedroom. What I will do is I'll do my journaling after I get up and I move to my desk and I open my moleskin and I get grounded again. Sometimes I'll do another really short breath work before I check my notifications, check my messages, check my email, check my calendar, anything. I sit down with a fresh mind, get myself inspired. Like I said, I'll do some breathing, get really grounded, get really present, and then I will map out my day. I'll take a peek at my calendar to what my key, for example, today I have an eye doctor's appointment, I have a men's group coaching call, and then we have Wake Up Wednesday. So I've got 2 hours to prepare for this afternoon. So I'll do my writing and my journaling, my meta story, and my to-do list in about 20 minutes sitting at my desk. So right there now, I've already completed 3 of the 10 things on my 10 for 10. Then I feel like I'm ready to take on the day. And I really give myself permission to get myself into the right headspace to take on the day. And to do that, I'm fortunate that I don't currently have immediate demands thrust on me for the most part early in the morning, like kids off to school, et cetera, et cetera. So for those of you that have like a rushed morning routine already, it's going to be really, really critical for you to be getting up earlier and getting to bed earlier so that you can get your nervous system, give your nervous system the opportunity to become centered and grounded before you are hit with the daily rush. So if I had kids, or when I did have kids, I would be getting up like 5 o'clock, maybe even 4:30, which means that you're in bed by 9. Then my run. Now, I know what ChatGPT is going to say. It's going to say, do your run in the morning and do your workout in the afternoon, because your body temperature is highest in the afternoon between 2 and 6. That's when you have the most physical strength. That's when you should do your workout. I do my run. My daily running is not a fitness thing, believe it or not. My daily run is a commitment I made to myself earlier this year. And today is day 41, that I would run every day for 2 reasons. One, to prove to myself that I can do hard things and I can follow through no matter what the weather is. But it's also the therapeutics of running and the runner's high that you get. And it's incredibly addictive. And I'm really grateful that I have a body that can take that sort of a physical activity. So I use it strategically in the middle of the afternoon. So when I sit down and finish my writing, I'm ready to go. And I can put in 4 or 5 hours of really, really intense creative work. Now, for the most part, Monday to Friday, I'm also trading from 9:30 until 10:45, 11. And then I'm straight into creative work and I'm really, really productive. And I get a full day of work done by about 3 o'clock. Around 3 o'clock, I'm feeling gassed and it's now time for lunch. Oh, I didn't mention breakfast. I do have a big bowl of yogurt with some steel-cut oatmeal and blackberries, blueberries, honey, and maybe a little bit of granola. So and maybe a sliced banana. So I'll have that for breakfast. Mid-morning, I'll have a protein shake. By 3 o'clock, I am starting to get hungry, and I am like feeling like I need to get my run in. My body already knows. It's like a dog that wants to go for a walk. It's like the Pavlovian thing, right? So my body is craving to go for that run, to get that dopamine hit in the middle of the afternoon. So I use the run to energize me. Now it is on that run when my brain is just going like popcorn of all the things that I need to get done yet throughout the day that I haven't yet got done in the morning because I was so disciplined and focused through the morning. So I'll have all these ideas and also my ideas for content pop up. So it's kind of funny because when I'm running, you'll see me probably like a crazy person, or I'm stopping every 5 or 10 minutes and recording a video. So I record my TikToks, I record my Instagram Reels, and I record a lot of videos, I record a lot of content. And it's some of my best content. And it consistently now is going viral on TikTok. So I do that on my run. So if you really think about this strategically, that 3 to 4 o'clock period on my 24-hour cycle is an inflection point. It's where all the creativity from the night, from the neuroplasticity that happened overnight, that became integrated into my persona. I've exerted my creative energy in a focused and structured way in the morning, and then I go on that run, and it's almost like this big cathartic release of feelings, emotions, and it's a euphoria of the run combined with it all. So it's sending all these positive feedback loops to myself. Plus, I feel good about myself that I've now completed item number 4 on my 10 for 10. So that run is 20 minutes. 3 kilometers takes me 20 minutes. So I schedule about 30 minutes for that. And it's one of my favorite times of the day. I come back from my run. I then sit down and I grind out there's no grind. There's no grind. I get back into the flow for another 3 hours. And next thing I look in the clock, it's 5:30, 6 o'clock. And it's time to start fixing dinner for Rob Sr., who's my wonderful, wonderful roommate. Fix him dinner, and then I'll put in another 2 or 3 hours if I have nothing else booked for the evening. And then by 8 o'clock, it's time to start winding down. I'll check my social media feeds. I'll get caught up. Maybe watch a few YouTube videos. Maybe scroll on TikTok a little bit. And then this is where I know it's probably not ideal. ChatGPT is going to yell at me here. But this is now where I love to do my push-ups. I do 100 push-ups, 100 squats. I do my hot shower and my cold shower right before bed. So those are the last 3 things that I do. Oh, and then my 20 minutes of reading. Now, the random act of kindness, that is something that I'm looking for it. Probably my favorite thing of the 10 for 10 is the random act of kindness, because it comes back to me in spades. It always makes my day to make somebody else's day. And then the no cigs and alcohol, I mean, that I haven't smoked or drank. I've only had 4 beers this year, and that was like maybe 6 Saturdays ago. And it wasn't intentional, like, oh, I'm going to stop drinking. I think my relationship with alcohol has kind of just expired. And because I got my anxiety under control, I no longer have the craving for nicotine either. So let's go talk to ChatGPT, see if we can optimize this even further. I already love my life. I love my schedule. I love how I feel, but I'm always looking to optimize. So let's go see.
Okay, so here we are with ChatGPT, but before we go into analyzing my routine, I just want to share with you one of the fundamental secrets, not that it's a secret, it's actually fully transparent, of the WAKEUP Co. Now, you know the vision of the company. We have a roadmap that I'll be releasing here within the next month to $100 million within 3 years. Now, you might say, well, Jay, isn't that ego? Well, let me just say this. The goal is to impact 100 million people and turn this into a household brand. I really want to do something that really makes a positive impact on the world. So it's service oriented in terms of the mission, but the confidence, I'll show you where it comes from. So the fundamental piece that you got to understand is this book, Dr. David Hawkins, The Map of Consciousness Explained. You'll hear me talking about this, teaching about this, lecturing on this. This is the map right here, okay? So as you can see, miserable, shame, despising, guilt, apathy, fighting, frightening, fear, disdainful, tragic, grief, condemning. These are all below 100. 200 is courage. So everything above courage is life-sustaining. Everything below courage is entropy or destructive, okay? So enlightenment starts at 700, and then up here in the 700 to 1,000 realm, that is where spiritual beings such as Jesus, Krishna, Buddha exist. The wake-up call today, or on Wake Up Wednesday, I should say, we're going to be talking about authenticity. Authenticity is like an elixir that makes everything more magnetic. So let me explain what I mean. Well, actually, instead of explaining it, I'm just going to read word for word what ChatGPT has to say about it. In David R. Hawkins' Maps of Consciousness, authenticity isn't assigned a specific numeric value. It's most closely associated with consciousness levels above 200, where personal power, integrity, and alignment with truth begin to emerge. Here's the breakdown. Below 200, the self operates from fear, guilt, shame, and ego defenses. So when I was stuck in my depressions, it was way below 200. Authenticity is rare here because the identity is often masked, reactive, or survival-based. Now, 200 to 250, courage, neutrality. So 250 is neutrality. This is where authenticity begins. Courage is the threshold of integrity, the first level where someone is honest with themselves and others and takes responsibility.
310 to 400, willingness, acceptance, reason. Authenticity deepens. You begin to live more congruently with your values, acknowledging without shame, and act from a place of self-awareness rather than ego. 500 plus, love, joy, and peace. At this level, authenticity becomes radical. You're not just being true to yourself, you are yourself fully, without filters, defenses, or needing validation. So in my meta story, I have myself becoming a fully authentic professional content creator by the 30th of June. Why not? Stuart said to me years ago, Jay, you should be a professional content creator. Well, it's happening. Would you like a visual of where it sits in the full map? Yes, please. Take me through it with gratitude. So here is the map, similar to the book that I shared with you. You can see gratitude down there is 600. So I just wanted to start with that. Now let's go now to circadian rhythm optimization. So I've already put in the prompts, and let's just see what it has to say to me. Okay, so a little awkward here. I'm holding my Sony, my ZV-1. Now I've been having a conversation here with ChatGPT, and I basically said, look, this is what I'm currently doing, which is everything that I just outlined here in the first 10 minutes of this video. And just like I said, just like I predicted, it's calling me out on a few things. So I'm going to run through this super quick. What I had to do is I had it actually create for me a beautiful breakdown, a beautiful table. And I really, really hope, guys, that this inspires you to get curious, to learn the science. It's your body. It's your energy. Why not? So I hope this inspires you to get on with ChatGPT. But so check this out. First of all, it says, this is already a solid baseline, seriously elite level, sleep hygiene stuff. So, okay, let's just run through it real quick. So baseline already in place, sleep foundation in bed by 10. So here's kind of the breakdown. So the baseline that's already in place is the foundation of sleep in bed by 10, Whoop, sleep score 90 to 100. Wake time between 6 and 7. Morning routine, 20-minute binaural beats, meditation, 20 to 30 minutes of breath work. So here are the optimization opportunities. Light exposure, first 30 to 60 minutes. I'm going to start doing that tomorrow. That's a new habit that I have to create because I'm not currently in the habit of doing that. Immediately after my affirmations and breath work, I will just step out onto the porch with my coffee. Or my cacao, with my cacao. I won't have coffee quite that early. Grounding barefoot, yeah, I'll go barefoot on the concrete. Sunlight, even on cloudy days, regulates melatonin and boosts cortisol naturally, so it stops the melatonin production. I forgot about that. Okay, meal timing. Let's see what it says about that. First meal within 30 to 60 minutes of waking. I already do that. Last meal 2.5 to 3 hours before bed. That's something I'm already doing. Late night snacking to protect melatonin. Avoid late night snacking. Yeah, I don't snack. I cut out snacks. Trying to get fit. Caffeine timing. Delay caffeine 60 to 90 minutes. Prevents cortisol blunting and 2 p.m. crashes. Ideal first coffee after 8 a.m. Evening routine. Blue light and temp control. Dim lights 1 to 2 hours before bed. I already do that. Drop ambient temperature. I already have the door open. Stop eating intense workout and intense workouts 2 to 3 hours before bed. Done. Optional NSDR. Yeah, that's what I'll start to do, some NSDR to fall asleep. In fact, I think we'll do an NSDR on the session in the Wake Up Wednesday here today. Show you guys how that works. Workout timing, circadian aligned, peak strength and performance 2 to 6 p.m. That's when I go for my run, and that's when I'll do my personal training sessions starting later this week. I'm excited to start with Shauna. Zone 2 fasting, zone 2 or fasted cardio, early a.m. Yeah, fasted cardio is good to do first thing in the morning. Sync high strain days with peak body temp afternoon, low strain recovery days, morning movement, light, Whoop, low strain. So I mean, I'm pretty much doing there. I'm just going to add in the morning light and NSDR before I go to sleep, and I think I'm pretty much doing everything. So yeah, what are you going to do? What are you going to implement? How are you going to optimize your circadian rhythm? And like I said, I really hope that you have ChatGPT, you have access to it, you can do this yourself. I want to pique your curiosity because I want you to be at your peak energy. So let's get on with today's call. Thanks so much for letting me geek out on my circadian rhythm. Thank you.